I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. There's another paid request, this time for Cody. Thank you so much. If anyone's interested in requesting any other type of videos, feel free to do it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. Of course, as soon as I start talking, oh, it must be because I'm talking about Watchmen. Is that why I burped? Now, in all seriousness, I don't hate this film. I liked it okay. But it's not a film I rewatch. Maybe because it's running time. Maybe because, honestly, because I like Rorschach. I hate what happened to him. Although that's faithful to the comic, to be fair. Watchmen is a comic book that I didn't grow up too much about, but I do know about. I have read it. And for the most part, it's a very faithful representation. To the point a lot of scenes are 100% replicated from comic book panel to screen. And that's one thing to give Zack Snyder credit for. He wanted to do an adaptation. He did it. And I like the idea behind the original source material, which is in the movie, where it's an alternate universe because there's heroes and vigilantes and so forth in this era. They're able to win the Vietnam War. They're able to do certain things that by the time you get to the 80s, Richard Nixon was not found guilty, or didn't leave the presidency. In fact, he somehow was elected to a third term. And this alternate world of the 80s where it's similar, but it's also very different with the way even little trinkets, posters, what's on TV. It's very interesting if I learn how to talk, to see it alternate what may have been world. Like, what if heroes really were there at that time? How the course of history could change. And the visuals are very striking. A lot of times Zack Snyder knows how to do those visuals. The use of slow-mo, hitting a bomb and the whole shop explodes, and the way people are posed, and the way Rorschach looks with the face and how the ink blots change, and the poses of him in the rain, and the way Dr. Manhattan looks. Like, it's a very visually good-looking movie. The music, even the marketing, taking a song from Batman and Robin by Smashing Pumpkins, saying, let's slow the music down, and that was called The Beginning is the End is the Beginning. Made that song that forgotten, it was on Batman and Robin soundtrack, and really made it, to me, a better version of the song, and really helped in the marketing in this movie. And that's not to mention, of course, the songs in the movie, which is, granted, the songs may seem obvious, but in this case, I thought it worked. At times, you put the songs on the nose. I think Sucker Punch did that even more, where the songs were really on the nose. But I did like the soundtrack. I did like the visuals. The actors, where you have the Minutemen in the 30s going into the 60s of Vietnam. And now again, we're about 1985, give or take. And you have Jupiter, whose mom, Carla Gugino, was a hero. You had Edward Blake, also known as... oh my god, how did I forget his name? The comedian, played by Jeffrey D. Morgan. You had Patrick Wilson as Night Owl. You had Earle Haley as Rorschach. You had Billy Crudup as Dr. Manhattan. Each one having their own unique look, style, powers, however you want to put it. Like, Jeffrey D. Morgan's character is a real son of a bitch. I mean, this is not a guy you're supposed to like. And on one hand, OT gets killed near the beginning, but it's like, I don't care about how he died, because, and I don't think you're supposed to, because he's a guy who raped someone, Carla Gugino's character, and then I guess she fell in love with him after the rape, which is strange, at least to me. And as a person that was willing to murder, kill whoever, works for the government. Patrick Wilson is more of the, trying to be the moral right. And his outfit is kind of like Batman. You have Ozymandias, who's sort of the rich guy. I think I remember reading that his suit was kind of a mockery of the Batman, Joel Schumacher suits, because it got like the nipples and such on it. He's definitely the guy who's the genius. Dr. Manhattan and his blue penis, which, it's like, you know what, you didn't need a blue dick on there. You really didn't. If he had no blue dick, no one would, it wouldn't be like, where's his dick? It's like, look at him. You just say, where the fuck are his eyes either? He has no eyes either. If you have no eyes, you have no dick. I guess it's just there, I don't know, because Zack Snyder wanted the shits and giggles. I don't know. Pretty much these heroes, these people are being killed one by one. Rorschach, Earle Haley, who does a great job. I do think this is his best role. He gets the voice down right. Some of the lines he has. I'm not here with you. You're stuck in here with me. When he's in prison, the way he beats the fuck out of people, how ruthless he is, his backstory about his abuse, or about how he found this child kidnapper who killed the kid and fed him to the fucking dogs, and how he's like, fuck this, and just took that motherfucker out. In a way, Earle Haley was a character it's weird to say, I can't say relate to the most, but I, in a weird way, understood his type of thinking the most. Maybe it's that cynical nature of me. But, like, the actors do their jobs well. Your Dr. Manhattan is this figure that he's such godlike, there's no way for him to relate to who he formerly was. I mean, he's in love with this woman, but he has such a disconnect so much more from humanity that is like, how can I relate to you when he can literally clone himself and think nothing of it? Well, it's like, well, wait a minute, you're not concentrating on me, you're doing all this other stuff. But to him, he's on another plane of existence, he can't comprehend that. Patrick Wilson, who I remember from, he was in the Conjuring films, again, as the guy who's trying to do the right thing. You know, it's definitely R-rated, and the action, the violence, this sex scene. And there's definitely violence that make you go, oh shit. Like the way Dr. Manhattan makes people explode, like in Vietnam. Just making people just... It's definitely effective, especially when I first saw it. I went, oh shit. And at the time, yes, there were R-rated superhero films, Blade 2. There were not a lot done on this budget, because this budget was over $100 million. So to put over $100 million into a superhero film that was R-rated was definitely a change of pace. and was nice to see, especially in 2009 when it came out. Now, granted, as the years come and go, maybe some of us got more used to that. But see, like, any complaints I have is not to the visuals, it's not to the story, which honestly, that's more praise to the source material, not to Zack Snyder and his group. It really is mostly a copy and paste job, which, it's nice to have in a faithful way. On the flip side, Zack Snyder, people, if they mention this film, oh, there's some smart satiric look at it, that's not because of Zack Snyder. That's because of the source material. Zack Snyder, you want to know why he liked the film, the comic? He liked Watchmen because there's such violence, and I love such violence. And, someone tried to get me in the regular comics. I thought they were boring. But here, look at this, it's violent and it's sexy, and that's why I want to do it. And that's why he wanted to do it. So, you're translating it, and he can translate the visuals, but he doesn't really get the core to the point as it could or should be. Because it's supposed to be a reflection against the typical comic book movie. Sort of a mirror image against it. And you have a director that, I'm sorry, doesn't look into those depths. I know people say he does in Sucker Punch and these DC movies. No, he doesn't know what depth is. He doesn't. He's not a deep director. He's a guy that, for the most part, if you want some pretty visuals, that's the guy you get to. That's the guy you get to be hired. Or you want, hey, action, some gore. He's the guy to go more towards. If you're looking for something a bit deeper, you don't get it from Zack Snyder. I'm sorry, you don't. Any amount of depth you glean off of this is because more of the source material and him getting that accidental dosage of deep thinking, deep thoughts by Jack Handy because of the source. Now, it's a very long film, very lengthy flick. I know it's trying to be so faithful. Some people may deem it was trying to be too faithful, which I know that's the argument. Oh, you complain about this because it's not faithful enough. You complain about this because it's too faithful. I think in everything there's always a balance, and with each movie it's different on how it's handled. And like I said, it's fun to watch, seeing the alternate dimensions, seeing the visuals, the Dr. Man, the way he looks. Again, he didn't need a fucking dick. I don't need to see his blue balls. I got my own blue balls. I don't need see someone else's blue balls. Or blue dick. I don't need to see that. It wasn't needed. It's just the Zack Snyder edgelord phase of his personality. I'm edgy. If I show a dick, that's edgy. Whatever. See your own dick then, Zach. The ending in the comic is more of a squid. I get why you didn't go with that. Because it's a lot to explain how, he managed to get whoever's puppeting, the puppeteer behind the scenes, somehow got this fucking squid. I mean, that's a lot to explain. I thought the way they did it in the movie was actually better. Where, spoiler alert, you find out one of them, Ozymandias, set up these reactors, these is pretty much to explode a big part in an area of the US and Soviet Union. They both explode, but you have the certain material energy used that people think is Dr. Manhattan that did it. Why? Because these two countries are ready to go to the thermonuclear war. If you have a common enemy to join up and fight against, that common enemy is Dr. Manhattan, and say, hey, let's not blow each other up. This guy could take both of us out. Let's join and watch for him. Who knows how long? Could be 10 years, could be 20 years, could be forever. My enemy, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. The enemy of my enemy is, that's our enemy. Let's be friends. In a weird way, Ozymandias, I get his thinking. On the flip side, I do tend to believe Patrick Wilson going, there could have been maybe some other way to do it. I mean, this is a guy who's a genius, Ozymandias. You're telling me there's no way to get rid of the nuclear weapons? Like, there's no way to, well, that only fits you for a little bit. Well, this could fit you for a little bit as well. You always hope that there's a different way of doing it. And I know this was in the comic book, but Rorschach saying, I'm not going to fucking... Rorschach honestly should have lied. He should have said, fine, I'll go on with it. And then when he fucks off, then he just tells it, I don't know, I didn't say anything. I mean, I don't know why he couldn't just lie about it. You don't tell what happened here? No. And then, he has a book and gives it to someone and lie. He could have just lied. Especially soon after Dr. Manhattan left. Dr. Manhattan left to another fucking universe, wherever the hell he went. He left. So it's not like you have to be afraid of Dr. Manhattan. So my thoughts, I know this is in the source material as well. Why didn't Rorschach just lie? I mean, this character, the way he is, he's never been done a lie? Yeah, fine. I'll do what you say. Sure. He leaves. Fuck this, Has the story, gives to every fucking newspaper. And then Rorschach walks away and figures out how fate will come about when people find this out. And yeah, if you could change the squid, I think you could change that as well. That's my point. Okay, you're being very faithful, but if you could change the squid to something else, I think that would have been a more interesting ending. The Rorschach's still alive, so now, in your mind, you're thinking, well, what's going to happen to this character? Is he going to be on the run? Is Ozymandias going to find out and going to chase after him? Is something else going to happen? Are people going to search for Rorschach? Or people going to want War? In fact, someone try to do a Watchmen sequel and Rorschach somehow came back or something? I don't know. I don't know all the details of that. I swear someone tried to do Watchmen sequels, comic book form, and either Rorschach was back or he wasn't back. I don't know the details. But I'm seeing a film that is faithful, and there's a lot of striking visuals, but there's something missing. It's something I could never get my finger on. What is it that's missing? So, okay, that's the page, that's on the screen, but there's something disconnected. I think it is that the basis of it is just the guy's more interested in the visuals. The story is a very interesting idea and story, but you have a director that's more interested in the visuals, and that's fine to a point. There's many films I've enjoyed that a lot of it is visuals. Again, that's why I don't hate the film. I liked it. I like the actors. The sex scene, I did think was out of the blue. Like, I'm watching a superhero film, also has a softcore Skinamax. I do think that was Zack Snyder being overindulgent. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have superheroes fuck. Well, that's the way it was in the comic. Yeah, but I'm gonna go further. Doinky. He's like, fuck. Did that really accomplish anything? This, like, 5-minute sex scene with... I love sex scenes. I could watch porn for sex scenes. But it just here is like... I was like, wow, this director's really getting into this shit. I said that the history within the world was interesting. I would like to have even seen more about how things have changed. I mean, you do get a bit, but like the 85 or so of this world, there's even more differences. But... like I said, there's a lot to like about the film. It's just not one of those films I ever really went back to rewatch a lot. I did, maybe because it's running time or other reasons, but just, yeah, I like the film. Maybe it's something as superficial as I liked Rorschach. He died. Fuck. Well, that sucks. He was my favorite character in the movie. And Dr. Manhattan, I liked his visual look. I get what they're doing with his character. Petra Wilson is fine. I thought the lady was okay, but I thought she was the weakest part. Malin Åkerman as Laurie Jupiter, she was okay, but the action scenes, the fight scenes do get into that slow-mo where Zack Snyder does. Like, John Woo knows how to do slow-mo. Zack Snyder, there are times he just goes a bit too far, overindulgent in that. It's like a directorial version of masturbation. That's a lot of times Zack Snyder feels like. It's his way of masturbation. That's why some of his films comes off as, at least to me. So again, Watchmen, I liked it. I don't know much about the TV show, HBO, although, from what I understand, it doesn't seem like it follows the comic. It's just trying to do its own thing, I guess. With Zack Snyder films, I like Dawn of the Dead remake and The Legend of the Guardians, the Owl movie, more than this. But I'll take this over his DC, Batman, Man of Steel, BVS, Justice League shit. So it's in between for me. People are like, well, Matt, why do you dislike it? What could you do? I don't know, just something about it. Just can't put my finger on it. It seems like it should have more dramatic heft to it. I think also the ending just, But I can't really blame Zack Snyder for that if he's trying to be faithful. I don't know, just the running time, it just bogged down a bit for me. Just bogged down for me. I'm like, this is like fucking almost 3 hours long. I mean, it's a pretty long fucking film. And it's like, I don't know. Don't hate it. I liked it. It is what it is. But I'm sorry it's not much of a review. But with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.